Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on reformatting my worksheet for my sinking funds, because I noticed that the way I have it set up now, where I have some sinking funds that I don't need to have as sinking funds and some that I needed to add. So that's why I decided to change some of them. So the ones that I'm going to change is going to be household, and I had one for hair care, which was for my son's haircuts and my husband's. But I decided that for hair care, I'm going to do an envelope for personal care that I'm going to carry with me. Just because I noticed that to have a sinking fund for haircuts wasn't really helping me out. I think it's better to have it as just a cash spending, not more of a sinking fund. And also for household, I noticed that every time I would put it in, I would spend it, so it kind of defeats the purpose. It wasn't really being used as a sinking fund. It was more like being spent for household. So for that reason, I took those out of my sinking funds. So I'm going to be left with vacation, car, Costco, Medi-Cal, my son, school, and Christmas. So that's going to be 7, right? 3, yeah, 7. So I'm going to be using my same envelopes because they're still good. The only one that I did add was Christmas, which I want to have 600 for next Christmas. So I know we just did, finish celebrating Christmas, but for next year I want to have 600, because this year it was a mess because I didn't have that sinking fund, and yeah, a lot of extra spending in my budget that I did not appreciate. So I'm going to be doing the layout, and for that, I will be speeding it up for you guys, because just so you guys can see the process, but I will speed it up and probably pause in certain areas to talk about more things. So let me see. We're going to start with sinking funds at the title. And this is going to be my sinking funds tracker. And you guys know I love washi. I'm going to be using this one. It's so cute. It has some feathers on it. And even though I've been budgeting for quite a while, I have been, looking at the patterns and learning from it, which I think is the purpose of budgeting. So that's why I had to add my other sinking fund for Christmas, because I noticed that I needed that. So we're gonna do it like that. And then up here is gonna be, I'm gonna put, I'm thinking if I should write it with this. I'm gonna have, well, let me do the lines first and then I'll do that. So this is where I'm gonna speed it up for you guys. who do not know what a sinking fund is, a sinking fund is a small savings that you want to start accumulating for, like, let's say, let me give you an example for Christmas. So this Christmas I noticed that my spending was excessive and was something out of the ordinary for my budget. So for next Christmas, I want to have a sinking fund so I don't have to have that same problem, or I don't have to rely on credit card use or spend extra money that is not budgeted for that amount. So a sinking fund is really just a way to save a little every paycheck for let's say for a larger expense or something that you know is coming up. So for car, I use it for my tags because usually that's like $300. And then if you pull that out of your regular budget, you feel that it's too much. But if you start a sinking fund, you won't feel the difference. So the way I'm gonna do it is, for vacation, I want to have 2,000. I hope you guys can see. If not, let me zoom you in a little bit. I think that should be good. Let me make sure you guys can see that. So I want to have 2,000 for my vacation, and my starting date is obviously the new year. And I like to do my stuffings at the beginning of the month. So my goal amount is 2,000 for my vacation, and I'm gonna have 12 months to save for that. And I already have $670 for that. So that means I need $1,330. So that means I have to put $110. If you guys can see this, $110 from every paycheck every month to have the total 2,000 at the end of the year. Let me erase this because I kind of don't like how it looks. And I did stop funding my sinking funds because you guys know what happened. All these problems going on. So I had to stop funding my accounts. So it's gonna look like that. So for my car, I want to have $600, and I'm gonna start on the 1st as well, and I'm gonna have 12 months to save, and I have $60 in that account right now. That means I need $540. That means I have to put $45 every month into that envelope. For Costco, I'm gonna do $600, and I'm gonna start on the 1st as well. I'm gonna do 12 months, and I don't have anything in that account right now. So that means I have 600 left, which means I have to do 50 a month. And Costco, I like to do a sinking fund because when we go, we do tend to spend more than our grocery and our household allowance. You know what we have for that, for those categories. So I like to have extra for whenever we buy, in bulk, which is not that often because it's only us three. So, but if I do, I want to have that money. So for Medi-Cal, so any expenses, I want to have 480, and that's going to be for also on the 1st. And that's going to be for 12 months. And I have $40 in that, which means I have 440 left. And I'm going to be doing $40 a month. And when you're doing your sinking funds like this, you really want to go based on your needs, like what you really need, and your budget, like your income, because you don't want to have like 20 gazillion sinking funds and not be able to fund them. You're gonna stress yourself out. I remember when I started with school, car, and medical. I had 3 sinking funds when I started, because you might get overwhelmed trying to save so much. And like me, I was trying to get out of debt. I still am trying to get out of debt. So my priority is not getting into more debt, which is what a sinking fund helps you do, and get out of debt. So I don't want to add, because I could easily add more money into these, but then this money that I'm putting into this could be going to my payments for my debt. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're doing your sinking funds. The next one I'm going to do is going to be for my son. And we have 1520. And also it's going to start at the beginning of the year. And we're going to save for 12 months. So what I already have is 680. So that means I'm left with 840, and I'm going to be doing $70 a month. I hope you guys can see this. I'm not out of frame so much. Let me move this because I feel that I am. Much better maybe there. Okay, so $70. So the next one is for school. I want to have 500. I'm going to start off on the 1st. I'm going to have, for this one, I'm going to have 6 months. The reason being that when I buy my supplies for my son, it's going to be in June. No, it's going to be maybe in August. So from the beginning of the year to August, I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to reduce it to 6 months, because I want to have this money ready for when I'm purchasing the books. So that means, let's see, I have $40 there, which means I need 460, and I'm going to be putting in 80. For Christmas, this Christmas, I did spend money, not overspend like, like I used to do before, previous years, but I did spend money, and I felt like I needed to have a sinking fund. So based on everything that I spent, and I saw the spending pattern that I had, I'm going to have a sinking fund of $600. It's going to be starting on the 1st as well for 12 months. And I have nothing because it's a brand new sinking fund. So which means we have 600 left. And that means I have to save $50 every month. So when I add up all of my amounts, 110, 145, 50, 40, 70, 80, 50, my total is $445. So for my total, $445. Can you guys see this right here? Okay. $445 is what I'm going to have to be putting into my sinking funds every month. And obviously this can be adjusted if you have more income, you have less income. You can stop funding some accounts, which is what I did this last year. But basically it's going to look like this. This is going to be my goal for my sinking funds. Let me put this here so it can look pretty. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to, because I like to keep, so this is just like an overview for the year, right? I also like to keep track every month. Although, I mean, you don't have to. I just like to do it. And I'm going to show you guys how I do that. But for that, I also will be speeding it up for you guys, just because it takes a little bit to fill it in. But this is what it looks like completed for my sinking funds tracker. Now I'm gonna be doing a sinking funds tracker, but it's gonna be for every category. And what I like to do is I like to do something like color in. I like to do a lot of that, like coloring in. So that's what I'm gonna do for this one, and I will speed it up for you guys. So is I'm gonna write out the amount so you guys know. So like I mentioned, for my vacation I want to have a total of $2,000, but since I already have the 670, the total that I want to have here is 1,330, right? So since every payment that I'm gonna do into this is gonna be 110, my first payment is gonna have 110. After that, the way I like to do it is just to add 220, my bad. So like that, every time I do a month, sometimes I'll just get like a color pencil and I'll shade it in until I get to the bottom, that's how I like to do it. So 220, 330, 440, 550, 660, 770, 880, 990, 1100, and 1210, and then at the end 1330. And that's what I'm gonna do for all of these. These are my sinking funds and my totals, like I told you. Oops, hit the camera, sorry about that. So you see, that's why I like to have all these extra pages. And now you can see I don't even have that many. I have like maybe 3, 5, 6, 7 pages left from the 80 that I got, because I Like, if you guys have been seeing my videos, you know that I used most of them. So you know I used all of these for different types of things. So this is what my sinking funds goals are for 2021. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas with your family, that you enjoyed it, that you had delicious food, that you had great times, that you made great memories. If you guys have been enjoying my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Don't hesitate to leave me a comment down below. Do share and subscribe. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.